Alright, I push a button to get all that going at least.
It's me. I got a new form.
We're currently in a small resting town.
Small with a population of 3,000.
I'll be honest, the only thing I have worried is that um, you say resting town. That means we're going to get a chance to rest, and then probably some shit's gonna happen.
Yeah, but Sam's gonna love this town. Unfortunately, she probably won't want to leave for a while.
Oh
It's a
no, don't
merchant
tell me.
town.
Merchant
It
town.
is, well, let me put it this way, Adam. The name of the town is called Ashburnt due to the large
Oh,
amounts of smoke that populate over the air of this fortified trade town, which has many factories and smithings along the border.
oh no.
Yeah. Say hello to lots of blacksmith shops, hammers constantly, large factories burning lots of wood into the air, and lots of trades. It's twice the size of the drug dens and slave pits that you were at the other town when you met with Lawrence and your antics. It's also more on the level too. So yeah, they're probably having to tie you up and drag you through the street.
Uh,
We finally found a church that could heal us, but we had to wait till next day.
how long are we gonna be in this town?
At least a day for now. Whatever arrangements they're talking about buying horses potentially to ride to the capital. I don't think they want to
Yay,
do the
that.
caravan again because they're afraid they're running into another Lawrence.
Which is reasonable.
it, yeah, very, very reasonable.
He caused too many problems.
I don't know. Seven had a great time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she enjoyed the entire time, including the part where she ripped his throat out.
Good
Ten. Let
times.
me guess. 10 out of 10. We'll do it again.
Probably.
10 out of 10.
Probably. Let's see, I can close that. Don't need it. Close that. I'm trying to find some of my notes. Uh, yeah, not gonna lie, Sam would want to stay there for a while, and
So, where to, what to do as you guys are in the bustling city. A little bit later in the afternoon, probably about 2:30. You found a temple that can help you. If the old man remembers tomorrow morning, then you can probably get yourself healed up for a pretty penny. Otherwise, you still got the evening to kill, and you need to find a place to rest in this large city, which probably has a couple of inns and taverns and other places. So enjoy the sights, live it up.
Look drop dead gorgeous as we do so.
Did you have to say drop dead?
Well, I guess we'll just go sightseeing. As we go sightseeing before finding an inn.
uh, Martha is going to go and try and find the paperwork. Always so we can get documentation.
All right, guys, split up gang.
Or rather, Ash is just going to hang out with Ash is going to hang out with Sam to keep an eye on her because he seems to be all. Is this how I am when the others see me?
God, it's like I am with the books.
yeah,
No.
yeah, probably.
And what is seven going to do? I assume stick with Sam.
I think she went
I don't.
AFK.
Yeah,
Oh, she's here.
Mama dropped off some food.
Ooh,
Oh,
My
nice.
grandmother went to the store and didn't give me anything to eat, and the fridge is barren, so Mom had to
Oh
save me.
no.
Aww.
mommy to the rescue!
Thank
Yeah,
goodness. So you guys are in Ashburnt with its bustling streets, even larger population, and less slave and opium dens.
Yeah, when Ash sees Sam being all fangirl, he actually turns to Seven and actually asks, "Is that how I am sometimes?"
He can be taught.
Seven's just going to lowly bark once.
Probably a long, for like, "Arr."
So off Martha goes alone and down the streets
Off to get some
as
papers.
constantly get looks, talks, and get approached by several individuals as you go down the streets asking if you need anything, they can help you with something. Are you interested in this, my fine lady? Would you like to buy some fine jewelry to compliment yourself? How about this? This magic talisman is sure to protect you on the road. How about this? Oh, do travel with the symbol of Farlone. It's supposed to keep you safe on the road, my lady. Oh, would you need to hire any mercenaries? I can recommend a good shop to go buy from. Oh, if you're looking for other servants and trades, this. What can we help you with?
Basically, the scene from Aladdin, wherein Jasmine
The
walked into
market
the
shop. Or the market
yeah,
scene, yeah. Overwhelmed.
and her going, no, no, thank you. Well, actually, probably the first one that offered it to her would probably go with like, need to go get paperwork due to mine recently being lost. Where would I do that?
Oh, most definitely, my lady. Uh, if you're looking, you'll need to go to one of the guilds and pick up. I recommend traveling over to the eastern side of town where most of the bazaar is. You'll find a large building there. The guild hall will handle any mercantile expenses and everything. You'll just need to show proper proof of identity and, of course, pay a small sum.
Yes, proper proof of identity. Fantastic. How the hell do I fucking do that?
Rip.
Ash, Sam.
You said you went off on your own.
You're
Yeah,
the rogue.
yeah. I gotta figure out how to forge. Wait, what the fuck am I doing? I have ranks in forgery. Doy,
Derping
a
out
doy,
real
a
hard over
doy.
there, aren't you?
I'm sorry. It has been a severe blonde day.
But I didn't think your character was blonde.
I'm blonde.
I'll need you to make a spot check, please.
Rip.
For me.
It's, I think, what he said.
All right.
Congratulations. Individual just picked your pocket
Give that back.
as he's taking off down the street.
And she gives follow.
The rogue got pickpocketed.
That was a mistake.
Oh, most definitely.
People see, and two individuals step in.
To help who?
That's always the question. At the lady's defense, because she's a noble person, and that person is not. And nobles are important for business purposes.
God damn it, I still have makeup on.
And oh, how cute! And, and they are guards, so they step in and see versus
Well, that's going to be into that chase scene.
attempt to grapple 19 slips out, rolls a 9, slips out with a 12, and they basically fumble, collide into each other, and he just slips right past them and keeps going. Good help is
All
hard
right.
to find.
And she will continue chasing.
What is this, Keystone Cops?
At which point you'll start chasing, and
More like one jump ahead from Aladdin.
the individual will turn around, see you chasing, and he's going to keep on going as he's going to make it down the alleyway.
Dude, she has that 40 foot of speed movement, mate.
Yeah, you're going to be catching up to him. He's not going to be able to give slip. At which point he's going to get into an alley and going to attempt to try and make a hide check. Not really much to hide behind. Ew. get a quick little alleyway.
She's a noble, sure, but
Sounds
doesn't
like
mean that
Seven
she's
coughing
not
up the
armed.
remains of a thief.
Yeah, it does.
All right, sweetie. You've you've given everybody else the slip and caught up to your individual, and there's a pile of trash in the corner. There's a large, looks like blanket and tents and other refuge over there, and then there's a small crate right there.
He's hiding behind the crate or in the crate.
So don't see him. Wait, you do see him. His cloak sticking out of the crate.
She walks over there
You proceed up
and
to the crate.
pulls out her dagger and ooh, reaches to grapple him by the. Wait, I need to make the attack roll, then the grapple check, right?
Yes, it's a touch attack first.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Does that meet his AC?
Considering that he thinks he's hidden and he's not using his dex and he's not a rogue, really? Yeah.
Fantastic.
And then roll off on grapple as you grab that cloak, start pulling it.
There we
He rolls
go.
a 9 and fails, and you pull that cloak up, box lid pops up, and you got him around the neck. You
Give
rope
me
that cloak
back.
around him, and he's trying to reach for his dagger, but he can't. The cloak in
She
the way.
will place her dagger against his neck. Give me back my money.
He just drops it on the ground.
She'll pick it up, toss him a single gold coin, and then walk away.
Okie dokie. At which point you will proceed out. Individual. He got money, and what happened is a little scary. So he's good with the results. He's good. Yeah.
Time to take the money and run.
Yeah. That's not like any noble that he knows. You being that fast, and you have a knife, and you're strong. Yeah. Gonna ask.
He may have
Be
just
lucky I
messed with
have my
somebody he
life.
shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I know about crime lords.
Yeah, it's not the damsel in distress. Oh no, someone took my purse. Someone stop him. Guards, guard. It's like, oh hell no. Give me back my stuff or I'll cut you. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, it's a
Is
good
that?
thing he didn't do that to Sam, because Seven might have eaten him.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah. You would have gotten eaten.
Spot check. No one saw you. They saw you running after in your dress quite swiftly and unladylike, but after jumping down the alley and going around corners and stuff, people lost track of you, so you're able to just step out, straighten your hair, dust off your dress, slide your knife back, and proceed down the street again. All good. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see.
Yeah. I'm going to have to find another alleyway. That way so I can forge fucking documents.
Oh.
Or you could do it in your hotel room. I mean, in room.
Actually, yeah, that's probably what I'll wind up doing. Oh.
Well, you are pretty much in the center district. There's a large fountain spewing water up. There's kids running around having fun. There's beautiful flowers. This area is rather festive and bright and clean. And looks like you probably have to go down the street of the main road to head over to the East District, or you could try to pick out an inn around here if you wish. Everybody else was over back in the West section where you first came in. Hmm. What to do? There's a lot of people and a lot of roads here. Hmm.
Don't get
Oh,
lost.
great. Uh, fuck.
Alrighty, and
Scene change.
Yeah, we'll leave that with a 63 for you, and we'll jump over to the others for the time being. Meanwhile,
What?
with the three,
Rip. Good luck, Martha. It sounds like you might be needing it.
save Martha. Why'd you say that name?
Who's Martha?
Michael, we already did that.
Sorry,
Stop
I,
but it
copying
might
off
be appropriate.
thieves.
look, I know
You can't
it's
help
the
it.
thief, but don't eat them.
We always gotta eat everybody we kill, except for the undead ones, 'cause they make you sick.
You're already sick.
Exactly.
That's
I'm
why.
just getting over filth fever for the 20th fucking time.
You're one. That's one sick puppy.
Eventually, the doggo is going to get resistance to the filth fever.
Pick up the feet.
Eventually.
So the lot of you three being over in the western side of the city behind the 8-foot walls of stone and seeing the billowing smoke from factories, hearing anvils and hammers clam against metal as weapons and other tools are being forged, and the streets bustling with merchant trade and individuals passing through, some armed, some not. Quite a few nobles and merchants about, and a lot of guards. What do's?
Um, well, we got time to kill, so I'm going to be looking at shops and smithies and finding out what all they have because, yeah, depending on what they got, I might be buying some shit.
Yeah, I should just follow. It's just with Sam. Keep an eye on her with Seven.
Seven's probably not the one you need to keep an eye on.
Exactly.
At least not here.
At least not yet.
Just wait until somebody makes him angry. It's bound to happen. He has an attitude problem.
Wait till somebody messes with Sam, then somebody's going to have a problem.
And I'm just gonna step away, pretending like
Ash is
he.
like, I didn't see anything. Turns and walks away. My, what wonderful architecture.
Oh my. So you will proceed up to the nearby shops and start partaking of the recent sights. As the first shop you come across is a small wooden shop with various trinkets and knickknacks, basic jewelry of such, metal bracelets made of simple copper, some made of silver, some that have little strands of gold on them, other necklaces of simple chain nature, some earrings, very simple also. Basic stuff that a commoner could afford for girlfriend, wife, or themselves as simple gifts. Fewer, more modest items. Individual seems to be a halfling at work behind his desk, messing with metal and basically bending wire. Sees you come in and just sort of gives you a look. Feel free to browse. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Excuse me.
She'll do a quick walkthrough of anything of unusual or interesting nature, Michael.
Seems most of his stuff caters to women. Surprisingly, there are no rings. Everything is either earrings, bracelets, or necklaces. Um,
Actually,
best
that's
you
not that surprising. Rings are actually harder to make.
um,
Well,
seems like the necklaces tend to have a little bit of gold in them or some little decorative item. Otherwise, simple chain. Earrings are very simple. Bless you.
Thank you.
And the bracelets are of inferior metal.
alright.
As I said, copper mostly.
Well, after checking that out, and assuming nothing really catches her eye, Proceed on to the next one.
You've seen better, but you've seen worse. It's a modest trade shop you'd probably find anywhere in any city or town
Yeah.
where people could afford luxury such as jewelry.
Simple items for simple folk, but still a
Exactly.
necessary trade and still one that requires some skill.
Yes. And his is moderate at best. So you'll proceed on down the shops and you'll see a couple of ring shops here. You'll see a couple of this. One thing you're noticing is there's not a lot of weapon or armor shops. And most of the metal shops tend to be small items, nothing large. You do happen to run across one smithing shop which surprisingly has a dwarf working at it along with two human workers. And this seems to actually be the front to a much larger smithing store, which looks like they would have weapons, but all their racks are mostly empty, and the weapons that they do sell are very basic, non masterwork. Very straightforward longsword, dagger, bows, arrows, spear. They seem to do more repair work and seem like they cater more to the guards. They also do a lot of blacksmithing, horseshoes, and such. One of the
But
human workers will notice you eyeing the shop, come walk up. Yes, my lady, what can I do for you? Were you interested in having your weapon looked at and any repair work needed?
no, I've actually done that most of that myself already. I'm looking around because I'm intrigued as to seeing what all is options. Although I'm noticing most of your weapon racks are empty. A little unusual.
Considering recent times, activities, and everything, hard to keep stuff on the shelf, not to mention due to the limited supply of ore and everything. Weapons are hard to come by, and most of the metal is quickly snatched up for finer items.
Mm. What happened to the supply? Is it not
Sup-
making it up here?
Supplies are coming. What little bit does come this way, but most of it is supplied directly to the military force stationed here. So, needless to say, it doesn't fall into commoners' hands.
Ah.
So, not a lot on sale. Any ore that we do get a hand of pretty much goes toward custom items or more day to day activities. As he looks over at the fire, you see the dwarf working on horseshoes.
A pity.
So, pending war, all resources basically go to the military. Citizens don't get a lot of access to finer things and weaponry, and most weaponry is getting snatched up by mercenaries and soldiers and such. So the pickings are thin, the supplies are thin, and ore is somewhat rare commodity.
Spotify week.
And considering how where you guys came from, the material was being snatched up, and the dwarf said stuff was being dealt with by the witch. You can imagine who's causing the ore shortage. So yeah,
Hmm. Out of character, there's not much can do about that, but
Wah, wah, wah,
definitely,
wah.
the fact is, like, oh, they don't have this. That mean, in Sam's mind, that means, damn, means I can't actually get materials for myself.
I mean, if you could acquire material, which will probably cost you more than average, we would be happy to perform any actions you'd like. A change of pace would be lovely, but unfortunately, you have to get the material yourself or wait till next shipment arrives in about 2 weeks.
Eesh. I didn't realize things had gotten that bad. I've been on the road for quite a long time.
Well, border town, more guards keep getting sent this way because of activities of monsters and whispers of the witch, and not to mention hostilities with the neighboring kingdom. So they arrive, they make requests, they have to be fulfilled by the local shops, and somewhat shortage. Supply chains take a while to get here because we're further removed from any other trade routes and towns, so it takes a long time. And then ore shortage on top of that, so pickings are slim. I mean, we got enough to where the city's not going to go under, mind you, and things are bustling, but
Limited.
yeah,
Say you won't have enough of the materials for, say, a full suit of armor or large weaponry, but
we do, but
reserved for the
what's going to
military.
make you more money and keep your shop open? Here's your allowance of ore that you can buy and get. You want to make one great sword and have it set on the rack, or a large axe, or a full plate of full armor and hope some mercenary walks by and can afford it? Or are you going to make a bunch of arrows, some horseshoe nails, and fix up some armor and shields for the soldiers and make a living? Like I said, you want custom work, you're going to have to supply the materials. There's not any extra material for us to indulge in other activities.
Hmm. Well, if I could find appropriate sources, I do have
You could
a
try some of the
project in
other
mind.
shops, maybe get some scraps and such, but I doubt anyone's willing to let go of some stuff, at least not for without a pretty penny. But you may find one or two shops that may have, a leftover sword that a mercenary had to sell for some money, a soldier traded up, maybe someone never came back to pay for a sword and got kept, or they may have some weapons that they made and just never sold before the shortage. So I'd say shop around. You're in the right area for it. West area is probably, if I have to say, better shopping area. East basically handles small bazaar, knickknacks, magical trinkets, and then also the auction house and the guild. Center is food, inns, and activities and shows. West is smithing and, lungful of smog.
Hmm, I'm used to that.
North is obviously mayor's district and other law based activities. And the South is pretty much your barracks and, yeah, soldier stuff.
Guard territory.
Actually, yeah, if you're going to the South, you're probably going to be hung or thrown in prison to,
Yeah,
to be hung.
don't plan on going that way. I'll
Yeah,
check out the west side, east side, and the middle.
as I
Those
said,
three
you're
areas.
probably in the best aside from the center.
Yeah. Well, I thank you for the information. It does
Oh, no
save me a
problem.
lot of effort. And if I find things of use, perhaps I'll come back and acquire your services.
Much appreciated. After all, they say information is free, don't they? Yeah, pretty sure. Work isn't, though.
No, work is never free.
Well, speaking of which, got to get back to it.
Good luck.
At which point, Human will go over and join his friend, and they'll be back at work,
Well,
bending
that.
iron.
And Sam heads away. Well, that explains why limited metal supply and metal options. Well, I guess getting materials for my sword is going to be a pain in the ass.
You do notice a lot of guards on the street and people coming and going, although not intimidated by the guards, despite the heavy military presence. And there is quite a few merchants and other smiths and traders going out. A lot of people arguing with the shop dealers. Way too high a price. Well, I need to order this. You have to wait about a month. I've got 3 or 4 back orders to fill. Come on, it's just a couple of iron daggers. Psh, where do you think I'm gonna get the material from? Oh, geez, this is ridiculous. Take it up with the mayor. Oh, yeah, right. So, I mean, there's people haggling and bargaining and making all kinds of deals and trades. You're not the only one who's feeling the difficulties.
Yeah, I have a few backup plans as to what I can do, though. I'm not totally screwed out of it. I
Yeah,
just.
apparently, you need some connections, or you got to spend a whole lot of time bouncing around and picking up odds and ends.
Or start, melting down some of the shit I already have and then reforge,
That too.
which I've
Huzzah.
thought about and have been avoiding.
So you proceed on to other shops or to other
I'm
areas.
gonna check out a little bit more of the west. If it's the same general feel, check out the east. Excuse me, east side, because they said they got magic goods and party can always use more magic gear.
You will go through quite a few other shops, just sort of eyeball them as you walk down the street. An armor smith shop, which basically does repair work of tools mostly now, doors and other wagon wheels and such. Do have a couple of shields and such, but nothing major, mostly made of wood. And then you pass by the end and you see two shops that kind of catch your eye. One of which actually has weapons in good conditions, and some of them have markings on them of magical nature. And the other shop seems mostly closed down, but the stuff outside of it is a little bit unique. As the individual sitting outside of it seems to have his hands on several mm, bracelets and other magical items made of rare metals. Check out these mithril bracers. No, no, okay, individual, come on in and buy some of these fancy gauntlets made from. Okay, well, be interested in.
Excuse me. Sorry.
It looks like some of these shops either have leftover stuff or are trying to sell it to make a living.
Sam's
So
gonna
you
look
may have
over.
found one magical weapon shop and one magical possible trinket or armor shop.
Hmm. Sam looks at the other two. Which one should we check first?
Ash just looks between the two shops.
The halfling just like, boss, they ain't taken. Get your butt in here. Yes, mouse. At which point you see the halfling just sort of like shrug and open, kick the door open, steps in, then the door just slams shut.
Maybe the other place first.
Alright. And I'm gonna walk over to the apparent magic weapon shop.
At which point, individual turns around and you see a half orc there. You buy what you want. Stop staring.
I stare to examine.
Mm.
What do you have?
He just sort of like stares at you for a good solid minute. At which point he reaches over, grabs a sword off the rack, puts it down table. What you think?
Pick up the sword and check it.
At which point you see a masterwork rapier, decently crafted, very sturdy. Well,
If you've got quality like this, why aren't they buying it?
guards no like. Say weapons light and puny. I tell them get on pointy end and see how puny it is.
Then they have no understanding of a blade. Just 'cause it's
They
small and
want to
light.
swing. They don't want to stab.
Oh, they want brute force. Well, when one of these pierces them through the heart, they'll get a different opinion on it. Well, they might not. Actually, they'll probably be dead, but meh.
Seven's gonna go around sniffing things.
His shop has a big open. He's got basically it's his shop's more like almost like a warehouse in a way. It's got the front area to where it's wide and open to where he can slide gates to close up his shop. He's got a little like bench there that he sets on and sells to people. You walk inside and there's just like crates and items just laid up against the wall and everything. You just walk right through his whole entire shop, almost to the very back to where there's the back door and you feel heat coming off of it, which obviously must be where he does his actual smithing work. But you're able to walk right in and he has axes, he has gauntlets, he has swords, he has picks. He has spiked chain. He seems to do a lot of work. If he's done all this stuff, he has it. And it looks like each and every item is magically enchanted, except for a handful up front, which are just simply masterwork.
Oh.
Which
Hmm.
point he stands up, takes the rapier from you gently, puts it aside. You seem respectful and wise. Not so sure about Kid there, as he points at Ash. But come in. I show
A-
around. You like.
A- Ash falls in and just, well, again, just looks around.
Which point half orc starts walking beside you. He doesn't try to force anything on you. He's like, "You like this? No, no, not big on axes. What you
No.
like then?
Oh, I like swords, he said.
Swords, pointy swords, like rapier.
Uh, more like, uh, he looks around. Oh, like
Sharp.
that. He points at a bastard sword.
Hmm. Hand and half sword. Yes. Take two hands. Real man use one handed. Yes, I have few of those. Three, one in the back. So three plus one.
Ash just like holds it up, looks at it, examines it.
You see, the
Uh,
show one is masterwork quality, decent cut of iron, basically forged. The other two, magically marked. As you basically examine one of the blades, the half orc just like crosses arms and gives a nod as you start looking at it, as if he's filled with a lot of pride as you're looking over his weapons. It looks like he doesn't get a lot of people that come in.
Aw.
Oh, poor.
What's his name? Does he have a name? Wait, if we name it, he'll die. Never mind.
Ow!
Now you know.
Rep. But to his question is the like you that Sam seemed respectable. She was like, "Yes, I'm a swordsman as well as a swordsmith."
Yeah. Ash is becoming a better swordsman now.
From learning from Sam.
And because of that, Estella, he now has a name.
No!
So, you like Trog's sword?
No!
He made self.
Oh, you really did a good job on these.
Thank you. That one can light on fire. You just got to say words on side, whatever those say.
Oh,
Did you do the enchanting yourself?
No, don't know magic. Guy in back does that for me. He also occasionally helps with some of the smithing of the finer, pointier items. My
hairball.
hands too big. Can't really get it right. Tend to bend it. Take gentle touch.
Hmm.
Well, whether it requires a gentle touch or not, big hands or not, these are made with a great deal of skill.
Mhm.
The guards. The fact they
Careful
do
with
not
that one, little
recognize the
man.
skill.
That's really sharp sword. You cut your whole finger off if you put it on blade.
But don't worry, I know how to use it. I know how to use swords myself. She kind of taught me how. He says, motioning Sam.
Good. But be careful. That one is sharp. As you see, the other magical batch sword has a really keen edge on it. Looks like it could probably cut through just about anything.
Ash just looks at it, doesn't. He knows how the sword is because he has, out of character, he has the same thing on his Mind Blade.
Hmm.
He just looks at it, doesn't put it, puts it away. He seemed to be a really great weapon maker. Was it Trog?
Yes, Trog. This Trog's weapons of magic store. I
Although, Sam wanted to show him your sword because hers is kind of
Which
different.
one?
Oh, you
Our
didn't look at last bastard sword. I have third one in the back. It dusty. Doesn't hasn't seen much love.
I'm talking
That,
about the one.
It should
As,
see
that one
some
kills
love.
undead.
I am
oh,
intrigued.
really?
That's what he promised when he did hand waving and sprinkling of powder on it. Supposed to be sword that can slay a dead man, which seems redundant to Trog.
Sometimes the dead get back up and walk again when they
Of
Ash
course.
just
shouldn't.
groans.
Guy in back has two of them. Calls them his helpers.
Ew.
I don't
Well,
care.
let us see that sword. I'm curious.
Okay. Trog takes it, dusts it off, hands over the bastard to you.
She will examine it and look it over.
It's made of a dark steel, finely polished, has markings on it, and it is a magical sword imbued with Bane against undead.
Oh, fun. But you said it's a dark steel?
Just tint wise, it's not a special material.
Okay.
Just a darker looking blade due to its nature and how it was made. It
Okay.
has a darker tint to it.
Not bad. Ash looks at it too, and out of character, he was referring to your katana, because I'm sure they don't.
Highly
I think they.
pride of. Used to make lots of weapons like this and other impressive blades. And other guy used to do a lot more magic work, but now we do simple things for
Because the
guards.
shortage? Or the guards
Yeah,
being
not a lot of
unappreciative of quality?
mercenaries come by. You be mercenaries? Maybe you buy some of Trog's weapons of magic.
Possibly. How much is this as she holds up the bastard sword?
That standard pricing, after all. No reason to rise price on stuff that don't sell, but can't really afford to downgrade price. Otherwise, other guy get angry. Says not good idea to sell item under par. Cost a lot to make.
Indeed. If you sold it too cheap, it would be an insult to the maker.
Yes. No one insult Trog. Get fist to face.
I can't say much. I've done the same to a few others.
You seem
Some?
like smart little girl. Trog would make you wife if was interested.
I am already spoken for.
Then you have smart man too.
Oh.
Indeed.
Pats you on the head. Very
Indeed.
happy for you.
He is a keeper.
Hmm.
Seven's
And
gonna wag his tail.
it will be he will count out the numbers on his fingers several times, make sure he gets the number right. It 8 followed by 3 and 3 and 5. 8,335 gold for the +2 bastard sword, or +1 with the bane. Standard price.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that was the actual price because it's like if he said 5,000,
You may think twice on that.
I might think seriously on that one. Because it's like if he's willing to go that low, okay. But then again, it's like, oh, I can't right mind just shortchange him either. All right. She'll hand it back to him and it's like, great blade. Not what I'm currently in the market for. Do you have anything of this nature? As she hands him hers.
Hmm. That like long sword. No, not like long sword. Blade on one side. Why blade on one side? Weight is good though. This really weird sword. It
Yes.
kind of just sort of like grips it and takes a light swing through there. It kind of like bastard sword, but force can put behind it purely slashing. This
Correct.
odd sword. Where's sword from?
Far distant land. One I've been
They make
studying,
funny
trying to
sword.
figure out how to make. True.
Very nice.
Very nice indeed.
Not sure Trog could make like Blade. Blade funny, but Blade have strengths. Hmm. Hands it back over. Don't have Blade like that. Not in my shop.
Unfortunate.
Not sure Trog could even make such a blade, but have much respect for crafters who
Indeed.
made.
I intend to make one for myself, but materials are hard to get, and time to sit at a forge long enough to make one. Spend a little
Mm.
too much time having to travel from one place to another for work.
Ah, you sound like Fussy Britches in back.
Well, considering I can do his job and yours. Maybe not as well as each of you who specialize, but I know my way around doing both sides of the job.
Mm. You got finger wiggling and hand swinging.
Reaches into her bag, pulls out one of her smithing hammers,
Mm.
puts it back in the bag.
You not talk big, but you talk true. Hammer look like it has had lots of use.
I've been doing this a while. I apprenticed under a dwarf for. She stops and thanks and trying to remember how long it was.
Mm. Do good work.
6 years? Was
They
it?
like axes. I like axes too.
They also like hammers. They found my
Mm.
fascination with swords a little odd.
Nothing wrong with swords. But have to say, even though this guy here quiet, he lucky man to have you. As he puts an arm around Ash and pats him on the chest.
Ash like looks confused and it looks over at Seven.
Sam's
Like,
gonna look over at Ash and goes, he wishes he was that lucky.
no. I mean, I'm spoken for too, but not with her.
No,
But I
my
thought,
man is not
she
him.
said guy and you with guy and he with girl, then thus you
No,
must be together. You have
Oh,
we're
cute
just
pet.
he
no,
wishes
we're
he
just
was this lucky.
like no, like we're just really good
It's like
friends.
go-
That's
Thought
all.
you were trying to help him buy sword because he probably need better weapon.
Currently, he's using one of mine because, well, he lost his last one. Kinda
Ah.
got broken in battle.
Trog basically grips him tightly on the shoulders and turns Ash around. Don't disrespect weapon. You lose Trog's weapon, Trog get angry.
Ash just
Less lost, more of, well, it was in about 4 pieces at the end of the fight, if I remember
Oh,
correctly.
poor weapon. He
Ash.
lets go of Ash, just sort of looks down sad. Sad fate of weapon in battle.
By the end of it, the enemy was dead too, so.
Fair enough. Weapon avenged.
Poor Ash having to be put on the spotlight like this. Thanks, Sam.
Sam
Poor
is a
Seven.
saint, good.
Well, anything else Trog can do for you?
The answer to that question might be yes, but I have to get the proper materials first, unless you have materials.
Trog usually have to buy. Doesn't get a lot of materials since not have need to make a lot of stuff, but occasionally get hands on some. Allowed certain amount. Have to make lesser items. Arrowheads,
Waste of talent.
daggers, crossbow
Hey.
bolts, spears. But occasionally get one or two special requests due to quality of fussy britches and back. Apparently, people like what he can do. You know, finger wiggling as Trog holds up his hand and wiggles his fingers.
As a character, I like this
Oh.
guy. He's hilarious.
Yeah, and I named him. He's doomed.
Damn it,
Not
Estella.
for at least 2 years. Maybe.
I was gonna
He
say,
might survive. You don't know that.
He better get off this fucking island in 2 years.
odds are probably not in favor of it. Oh, jeez, I just realized something. That also means when we switch back in time, might take an expedition to the location of this town, see if his warehouse is still there.
Undead Krog.
Yeah,
Krog, remember you. Me make undead stuff now for you. You know, him being a zombie really hasn't changed him any.
I was thinking that, yeah.
Wait, was one of the zombie orcs we fought?
no.
Nah.
You have to go back to the future to find out.
God, I
That
don't
doesn't
want to deal
help.
with that.
Damn it, Estella.
I'm
Any,
sorry.
anything else with this shop as you basically finish looking around?
Not really, but but yeah, no. Sam wants raw materials so she can start making her own, but she's not gonna find it here, unfortunately.
No. He could probably sell you some, but it would probably be upmarket, and he'd probably only give you like one or two ingots, which, yeah, you're not going to get more than pretty much the hilt almost going under that. Maybe part of a blade, even.
Yeah, not when I'm trying to make masterwork from the start.
No.
Oh boy.
Any other shops as you just did a quick once through
Uh, the magic item one.
across the street?
Yep.
You walk up to it. It looks a little bit of an older shop compared to many of the other ones districts, not well taken care of. The chain up above it, where the sign should hang, is missing. It's just broken links hanging from up there. And there's a sign basically plastered to the door in common, poorly written, about halfling height, which says "piss off."
But that answers our question.
She's just gonna push the door open.
You open the door, little bell chimes with a ring, and inside the shop looks better than you would have expected. On the outside, it looks like crap. On the inside, it looks slightly less crappy. The
Oh.
desk where the trinkets are and the stuff behind the glass all look clean. The floorboards are dirty and some of them are bent up. The windows are filthy. So parts of it are nice, which they probably use. The other parts are neglected.
They don't maintain the building, they maintain the stuff.
Which point you walk in, you see an alchemist lab in the back through the open door with potions brewing. You see up front several trinkets. You see off to the side in a side room with a large locked door as an individual comes walking out of it with several tomes and other stuff laid out as the halfling seems to be playing with two bracelets. The individual closes the door behind him, locks it, steps out, which point you see a human of undiscernible gender and appearance as he has what looks to be rather flamboyant clothing, long hair, very fine facial features, and a hat. Just like, hi, how's it
Hello.
going?
Doing well. I hear and see that you have things of interest. What, pray tell, do you have? Although, from what I heard and what you were advertising, it seems you have unusual metals.
I see the things that you speak of. Shall I speak in three for the old time?
If you want me to start speaking an old English woman, I can.
No.
I
Well,
haven't done
Don't
it.
technically,
start.
I haven't done it in years, but I could if I
Don't start.
wanted.
Don't talk like Oranje, please.
I freaking wrote a translation guide for that shit.
The
Next, knows what I'm
individual will
talking about.
proceed behind the counter and put his hands on the counter. Yes, I do have the items that you do seek and see quite plentiful of. Though business is poor, the goods are fine. So, what you be looking for?
If you've got such good quality, why are they ignoring it? Do they have poor eyes?
Guards don't get paid well enough, and commoners have no need. Mercenaries occasionally take interest, they tend to offend, and thus I tell them to piss off.
Hence the sign on the door.
Exactly.
Hmm. So what you're telling me is they don't have appreciation for finer quality goods?
Yeah,
Wow, sounds dumb.
bless you.
thank you.
Can't afford it, can't appreciate the work. Yeah. Also, don't take kindly when I almost wound up in jail when I turned one of them into a toad.
Polymorph, huh? Don't
Of
see that one as often
sorts. You
anymore.
seem to have magical knowledge.
I'm trained in a few different things,
Uh
from
huh.
swords to magic to even making of such things.
Sounds you like you split yourself a little thin.
Mm, had plenty of time to learn it all.
Uh huh. Which point you hear the door that got locked. The halfling bang on it. Can I come out? Please, I'm hungry. Thing in the corner staring at me again. The individual just looks over the
Seven's
door, looks
ears
back
are
at
gonna
you.
perk up.
Pay no mind to that.
What was that, Squeaky?
Uh,
They said Seven's ears are going to perk up.
Atlas seems a bit concerned. Gives Sam a face like, should he really be here?
Listen check.
Okay.
I don't know if I can make that. Just granted, half the time I say that and I make it anyway. I forget how shitty
I
is my
think
rolls
I
tonight.
made.
Oh! I don't hear shit.
I think I heard something.
I don't hear shit.
Ash, you hear basically the halfling talking. You hear like scraping noise in the room, like someone's moving a table or
Oh
something.
God.
Seven hears scraping noises. It doesn't sound like table. It sounds larger, and there's two of them. And you also hear the halfling talking. It's getting closer. I'm scared.
Sam doesn't hear shit with a listen check of 0.
As the halflings start getting quieter, and you just feel like his back's up against that locked door.
Seven's going
So,
to
what can I do
waddle
for
his
you?
butt over
Eh,
to the door and kind of like bend down his front part to try to peer underneath it.
It does have a little bit of rise above in the kind of split a little bit, so you can get a look. Roll a spot with a -2. What do you see with your fluffy dog eye? Damn.
That would be a 20.
Ooh, Fluffy Doggo see lots of things.
You see the halfling's boots as his boots are up against that door as he's facing away from the door and toward the room, and you see two large size creatures like crawling on all four toward him with chains wrapped around their legs and they're drooling.
Oh,
Ooh.
Seven's gonna watch this with his tail wagging.
Ash is looking down at Seven, and
Dog seems happy. The halfling's getting a little bit quieter. Maybe everything's fine.
Sam doesn't hear shit.
until there's a big boom or some animal. No.
Well, if it tries to come through the door, Seven's probably going to eat it. Just saying.
So, bracelets, rings, necklaces, trinkets. What interests the lady who seems to have many different skills and doesn't want to piss off?
Unless you've got a temper fouler than a dwarf, you're not going to scare me off. Now, as for what I'm looking for,
No
you
foul
said.
temper. Actions foul, maybe.
Mm, it would depend on what degree of foul, but that's neither here nor there. Um,
You seem like a wise lady and won't do anything to piss me off, so you're fine. Meanwhile, listen check over there. The two of you basically hear the halfling like whimpering, going, "I'm scared. Please no. I want to keep my fingers. Oh God, they have teeth."
Ash is basically
it sounds like he's dealing with another version of 7.
sounds like Ash just Ash look at the guy in the arms like, are you sure everything is fine in there?
Pay no mind to the halfling. He gets what he deserves, and I'm sure he'll walk it off in no time. At which
Uh,
point, Seven can see the two large creatures basically towering over him, like right at the door, and drooling and snarling. At which point they start to lean down over him, and he just like goes, "Oh God, no!" At which point you hear chomp and some screaming, which it basically All Ash hears is, "Oh God!" Ah! It goes quiet. Sam hears for a moment like a screech sound, and that's it. Seven then sees like blood hit the ground and starts seeping under the door. Spot check for Ash since the doggo's in the way.
I was about to say, as soon as it started like coming out underneath the door, he'd start licking it.
And I, oh
Uh,
god, it's because if Ash can see it, then there might be a problem.
you see the dog there seems to be on the ground looking up something. Huh, it's red. Oh no. Wisdom check.
Oh god, good thing.
You really don't have to get really high to put two and two together. Halfling, a little bit of
Yeah,
of a scream like a little girl, and then all of a sudden red stuff, and Seven's drinking it. Doesn't require much of a wisdom, man. Oh yeah. You put two and two together. Halfling just got killed by something in that room that that guy or girl locked him in on, and the dog's drinking his blood probably.
Ash just basically just goes like, "Oh, I just remember we had to go somewhere else on Sam. Well, maybe we'll do business with you later on, Sam. Let's go." He just pushes Sam right out of the shop. 13, come on, let's go. Come on, boy, I'll feed you some snacks.
Nothing can beat the taste of halfling.
Is that your objective to get your little black book of eating a piece of every race or something?
Yes,
Sounds like a 7.
At which point you're starting to leave. The individual's like, "Well, but we had a what? Do you not like it? Well, fine. Piss off then."
At
Which point you leave the
here,
door and just closes behind you. Which point you hear like screaming inside and yelling, I can't believe that's so close to a cell. And then oh, this is all gonna be that hap. Oh, oh. Well, now I've got another problem.
like, it
Ooh.
was his fault. It was, in the end, it was his fault after all. Adam, you here?
So at
Didn't
which
realize
point
I had
you guys
myself
are
muted,
outside
but
the shop.
yeah, Sam was going to be looking confused as she was being pushed out the door. Because she didn't
Okay.
see it, she didn't hear it, she didn't know shit.
Just heard
Yeah,
a small screech sound, and that's it.
and Ash would know what's
Which could have
going
been the
on.
halfling doing something, I don't know.
Ash is like, okay, let's never go back here again. I
Why?
it
Seemed
looks
like he had some
down.
interesting stuff.
I don't think I don't think it was worth the price that he sold them to. Just trust me on that.
He didn't even say what the price was. It might have been really cheap. Then again, I doubt it. I don't think there's anything cheap in this town. Oh, I don't know. We haven't checked the food yet.
Yeah, let's go. Ash looks over at 13, like, 13, who are you?
Who's 13? Which is 13?
Probably looking at the door, sad that it had to leave.
no, actually, he's still in there at the door, licking at the halfling blood.
Oh, god
Which
damn it.
the man, woman, whatever, in the flamboyant outfit unlocks the door, opens it. At which point you're seeing him scream and yell, another cell lost. Piss off, freaking piss off. Let's check on that stupid servant of mine and open. Oh, you're dead. Well, now I got another problem. I gotta clean up your damn blood.
he, you're
Ugh.
fucking old man Brown, 7. Except instead of whiskey, it'd be blood.
Oh my.
Jesus. Oh,
I know what that reference is.
Hey!
which point you see the old man just like wave his hands and you see two large metallic creatures basically just backing up with chains connected to your leg. Back. Oh, I should have told them not to eat him. What was I thinking? Oh, the horror. Oh, God. Oh, what am I going to do with the body? Oh, gee. Oh,
At
what are you
that
still
point,
doing here?
Seven's just gonna go over and start eating the halfling.
Who's missing his hands?
Yay!
And you're going to
That's
start
cool.
chewing on the stumps.
I'm guessing that he does. They don't even care that Seven is there.
No, the guy just stands like, "What are you doing?" And then just sees the dog walking and start chewing on where the guy's hand used to be, like chomping down.
Hey,
Huh?
man. He's the medieval trash disposal.
What do?
Like, what problem? Like, what problem fixing itself?
Huh? Sort of like stands there puzzled for a moment, just reach down like pats the dog. It's between you and me, fella. I think I'm gonna keep you. I'm gonna name you Fluffy. Fluffy it is. Here you go into the room, Fluffy. Just like tries to push you in the room and then closes the door and locks it.
Oh my
Then he opens his like, wait, wait, as the two metal things start moving toward you. Don't eat Fluffy. Don't, don't do it. And then he closes
Ash,
the door back as the metal thing just set
and at
down.
that point, Ash just opens up the door, looks around, doesn't see Seven anywhere, and
Nope.
then looks.
Sees the person walking off with a key as he spins around his finger, whistling and walking to the back.
Ash doesn't want to have anything to do with him. And just
Oh
goes back out and just looks over at Sam like, we got bad news. We lost.
Dude,
I don't know where. I don't know where
lost.
Seven. Or Seven rounded off. I don't know where the heck he was.
He was in the shop. He's not in the shop. I can't find him.
Last I saw him was in the shop. I even called for him. I whistled for him. I don't know where he is now. Okay, you know Seven better than I do. What's the Seven like?
Just stares at Ash. Puts her hand. Just kind of pinches her nose, like, oh boy.
It's not my fault.
You underestimate the Seven. As Sam walks over the door, opens it up, looks inside, calls out
Just
Namaskari, "Hey Seven, we're heading out to get some dinner. You staying?"
I don't think I can get past this door.
as you hear a muffled voice from behind the door where the halfling was.
Walks inside, walks over to the door. Is the door locked?
It is locked. It did have a keyhole, and it is locked currently. As you try to turn the handle, and it doesn't budge.
Be right back.
Detect magic. Is the door locked?
The door is magical.
Shit.
Ash walks back in.
This is annoying.
At
Is the
which
wall
point
magical?
from
Is the wall magical?
no. Although with two people walking in and out and the bell ringing twice, the individual comes walking from the back part of the shop, comes around the corner. Can I help you?
I'm gonna need my dog
Hey,
back.
guy dragged that woman off to try and make a sell, and you're not supposed to be behind the desk.
I need my dog back.
Back up, back.
Dog.
Around the corner. Gotta be shopkeeper rules. Guest in front.
Steps
Don't
back.
make me go get a big stick to hit you with.
Steps back. Dog, please.
There, now we can discuss matters as he gets on his side of the counter. Now, what can I do for you? Would you like to buy something?
I need my dog back, please. I need you to unlock the door. He's behind it.
Don't know about any dog other than Fluffy back there that's helping with a problem. Happy to stay, so Fluffy's mine, I guess.
Calls out Namaskari. What's this about you working on a problem?
There's a halfling back here and being a garbage disposal.
What the hell was that? As the guy turns.
And then probably figure out why Ash wanted to leave at that point.
Calls back out. What do you mean garbage disposal?
It's dead and it's tasty.
What gibberish is this?
Just puts her head in her hands.
At which point he rubs his hands together, says a couple words, reaches over the counter, and grabs your shoulder. There we go. Then let's go. Let's try that again.
And then she says in comment to him, "Okay, why is there a dead halfling in the other room?"
Oh, you weren't supposed to know about that. That was an accident on my part.
Okay.
Why
Tell
did
the
you-
guards.
Why
Just-
did you have to?
I need
Tell
the
him that
doggo
if
back.
we can take the body in pieces, Give me back to you.
So, Sam will call out, "Why do you want the whole thing?"
Because he's tasty.
Meanwhile, in the room, the
Ah,
two large metal dog-like creatures just sort of look at each other. At which point they look at you and go, "I don't know. I think the halfling's hands were delicious. I agree."
are they constructs
Wait,
or just
can
wait? They
Seven
get
understand this?
They just spoke in common. The two
oh.
metal things just talked.
Then Seven's gonna try to rip off one of the halfling's arms and just throw it towards them. See? Even these guys agree with me, he says to Sam.
Are we supposed to eat that? Well, boss said didn't say we couldn't. Oh, that's fair. Thank you,
So
kind
who
sir.
else is in there that's acting as?
At which point they start chowing down.
Sam asks in common to the guy. So who else is in there?
No one. No one is in the room at all.
Ash just sighs
Okay,
and
let me rephrase that. What else is in there? Because he just said they agreed with him that the halfling's tasty.
What the hell?
I don't know. You open the door. Let's find out.
Ash just basically, now you know why I wanted to get out of here.
Goes over, unlocks the door. At which point, right at the foot of the door is a pool of blood, a dead halfling missing one of his arms. The other arm is missing a hand, and Seven's going to town on that arm. And meanwhile, in the corner are two large metal things glowing with eyes and flames out their mouth, and they're chowing down on the arm that's missing.
Can I make a
At which
knowledge
point, the
check
two
to
metal
figure out those
things look
things?
up, go, and respond, comment, "What? The dog gave it to us. We didn't take it."
Sam will say in
Sweet.
Emiskari, 7, just because you feed him doesn't mean you can keep him.
I don't want to keep them. Also, they're really cute. I just want the halfling. Can't we take him back in the little baggie of holding we have?
I want my
Just
food
puts her
to
head in her
go.
hand.
She wants her doggy bag.
At which point the individual just turns, "Look, I know this kind of looks bad, and I know there's laws against it, but I mean, they're both just so cute, I had to keep them."
Michael, what knowledge check would it be to figure the things out?
Probably plainer.
Ash is
Knowledge Arcana.
Knowledge Arcana it shall be.
Ash is basically
There's some kind of construct, but they seem to possess intelligence.
also Ash is gonna do an intimidation check on the own.
Okay.
What?
I have intimidation as a skill. I have skills in it. I never got the chance to use it because he
He's
doesn't
gonna
like
try to intimidate the shopkeep.
Because let's see.
If
we're
you
either
get
gonna see
polymorphed, I'm gonna laugh.
we're either gonna get to see a new form of a new side of Ash, or he's just going to be. Holy sh! Oh my god!
What'd you do? Roll a 1?
The opposite.
That's gonna be interesting.
Ash basically slams down his fist on the table and just looks at the shop with some imbuing rage that not even Kavu is able to control at this point.
There's no calming that one down from Kabu. Kabu's just along for the ride.
At which point the individual becomes shaken, his hands start twitching, and he starts muttering, "Sir,
What?
I hope you know that I do not respond well to threats, and I will call
Ash is
for the
off.
guards."
Ash just draws a sword and just, for what I've seen, you're better off not being here. If you call the guards, they're going to
Hold
arrest
up.
you.
Okay, so
Hold
how
up.
did you get to intelligent constructs?
He's not
Uh,
using it to attack him.
But
He's not gonna-
Seven's attacking you because he finds this to be a good thing because he has a halfling.
He just
No,
holding the
but-
sword out at him. Not.
He didn't
just
attack.
pointing it in his direction and threatening him. And the doggo is going to bite the crap out of you.
Flat-footed, that
I
will
don't know if
miss.
an AC 14 will hit though.
Yeah, 14 that will miss even if it's flat.
Okay, hey, wait a minute. Will you two calm down for a moment?
At which point he'll say some words and wave his hand. And I need
A will save or
fortitude save.
I'm good at fortitude save.
Wait, for which one of us?
Ash.
Okay.
I like how Lydia said yes.
Hey, Seven's being a good boy.
Sam's
Okay.
trying to figure this out because intelligent construct is a weird thing.
And Ash is just pissed off because he doesn't like this Cyrus, this sort of shady deals.
Damn close, dude. Damn close.
Oh shit.
Ooh, shit.
Oh, what?
Your turn to a small sized statue of yourself.
Oh,
What?
you be polymorphed.
It's like, will you two calm down? She's just gonna stare at that and blink and then try to roll a spellcraft to figure out what the hell he just did.
Which point the guy will stumble back a little bit, go and take a seat. Oh, that was a little bit threatening. It kind of worries my nerves. I think I'll go get some tea. Yeah, tea's good. Which point he'll go wander off to the back.
I guess Ash just looks like a little chibi statue of himself.
Pretty much, with the
He's
sword
He's
a
a
out
little
and
fun-
everything.
You're a little
figure.
Funko of yourself.
Yeah, he's a Funko Ash.
So Michael, with a 24 spellcraft, do I have any idea what he just did?
24 spellcraft. No, it's not petrification, but he definitely rewrote Ash's form into that of stone, so some form of transmutation of very high quality. Meanwhile, the ghost guy goes to the back and starts heating up a pot and starts making tea. In about 20 minutes, he'll have tea, at which point Ash pops back out into human form at that time.
Well,
I was
while
about to
he's
say, as soon as as soon as Seven was done pissing on the stone ash, he was gonna go back to eating now.
Oh.
Oh,
I was gonna leave. Make sure Seven didn't try to break the stone ash. All right, peeing on it. Okay,
yeah, so
that's
I
gonna
guess you
be
pick
nasty. But
In 20 minutes, it's going to be slightly dry, but it's still going to.
and she's just gonna be like, that's. Wait till
So,
Seven
going
goes
down
back
for
over to the room, starts eating,
20
pours some
minutes.
water on it. And then looks over at the two constructs. So seeing two intelligent constructs in here is a little odd. Where are y'all from?
At which point they'll stand up and they'll bare their fangs, which drip a little bit of blood. They start marching forward towards you.
Oh,
Seven's actually gonna tear off another piece of the halfling and throw it over to them and simply just shake his head.
They step over the piece and they keep proceeding toward Sam.
Huh.
As you look in the room, it contains many small chests containing odds and ends and other like wands and rods that have magical markings.
Oh,
There's a
Sam
sword
hasn't
on
gone past the
table
counter
and
yet.
such.
Ash would.
They're just
and Ash
proceeding
would-
up to the door. They basically will proceed right up to almost like 5 feet of the door, basically staying like over the half lane and just pretty much Seven almost in the doorway, and then you on the other side of the counter and just standing there staring. Past them, you can see a rather glamorous room full of magical knickknacks and other exotic items, like
Man.
skulls hanging on the wall, jars
Oh,
containing
God.
severed heads, and all kinds of other strange and unique, precious relics that would belong like in an antique or creepy magic shop.
Creepy magic
And-
shop. You mean where we're at?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. And when Ash
So
finally
what
changed
are
back,
you
he
guys?
he notices that the person's gone and he's soaking wet and he puts the sword back.
Meanwhile, Sam's trying to question these guys, trying to see if she can find out more about them.
They don't speak for 20 minutes. Ash basically will pop out and be almost face to face with just the dog between him and the two critters staring him down. At which point he pops back. They all of a sudden just look up and just like with their glowing blue eyes and mouth just stare at him, fangs dripping blood. And below
Ash.
them is a very full and almost bloated fluff ball, which basically has de-shirted the halfling and eaten most of his innards and upper meat.
Ash sighs, puts the sword away, and turns to Sam. Where's the owner?
Which point the owner comes back out, sits down in a chair off in the corner, and starts sipping tea. Ah, to calm my nerves.
So where did you find two intelligent constructs?
Jesus! Which point just stands up, drops the cup, and it shatters. It's like, still here. Ah, right.
That was a waste of tea, but yes.
Oh, what a waste.
God.
Oh Jesus. Oh, the brash one's back too. Oh my goodness.
He is not having a lucky
By the
day,
way,
is
I'm
he?
curious as to what spell you used. I couldn't figure it out. All I could tell was high level transmutation, wasn't petrification, didn't quite
It's a
seem to be
form of
polymorph.
polymorph. I
Ash,
thought it would last a little bit longer. I guess that tea took longer to brew than I thought.
Ash Big Scratches said, like, I don't remember any spells being cast. I just remember you standing there and then just wait 20 minutes. Ash just looks around like,
Oh, Sam didn't mention how long it was.
I know, not
The
Sam.
Nobody
guy
stated
did.
how long.
The guy did. The guy did mention 20 minutes.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's why Ash was like,
Oh,
wait, 20 minutes. But I was just, I was just holding my sword in front of you, and then you disappeared and teleported. Wait, that wasn't teleportation. But.
I turned you into a statue of yourself, child. You were threatening me, and what came to mind that stone can't hurt me. At least not move. At least stone that can't move.
I was gonna say mobile stone can still hurt you.
Ash was like,
That's true.
Ash just gasping his touches like, what? What are you? Who
Don't
are
mess
you?
with a spellcaster. It doesn't end well.
I am a powerful sorcerer, and you are intruding upon my rights in my shop, and you are a very rude individual, might I say, child. And that one was interested in buying things, and those are mine, and that is a dead servant, which
Well,
apparently seems to be getting cleaned up.
I'm sorry, but where I come from, we don't kill our servants in the back while we're doing our business.
Was it? I killed no one. Isn't that right?
Well,
At which point the beast basically just nod. Yep, we did it. Didn't tell us we couldn't. Uh, that part you could blame on me, Mr. Sword Wielder. I
so why
forgot to
did you
tell
have?
them.
So why did you tell them to attack or kill the halfling or whatever?
They're supposed to kill things that go in my room. I got precious stuff in there. They're guard
Was
dog-ish things.
Sounds like
was
an
the
Iron
half
Defender, but I don't remember them being able to talk.
was the halfling a thief or something?
No, he was my servant. I already explained that.
The
Open your
halfling.
ears.
So why did you kill your servant, or why did you have them
Bless
kill your
you.
servant?
Well,
Bless you.
he was
Thank you.
incompetent, but I didn't intend for him to die. I just simply forgot when I stuck him in the room to get him out of the way that, oh, right, the beasties.
How could you forget such an important detail?
I was busy making a sale.
So,
Okay,
Ash is like,
so rewinding a little bit, what are these beasties that look awfully a lot like Iron Defenders?
They're constructs.
That part I already figured out, and they're intelligent and able to speak, which is extremely rare.
Yeah, I may have done that through illegal magical means, purchased through illegal means.
Oh, wait.
I'm curious as you, in fact, you
How
can
did
even
you
find
do
those
that?
here.
I gave them intelligence after buying for them.
Huh.
I needed two guard dogs. I bought two that never would have to be fed. In hindsight, if I had two of those right there, like the Fluffles, that'd be great.
Sorry, there's only one of him, and he's mine.
One for now, but imagine if you could take the magical properties of the creature and make like two. Then
Wait
you could
a minute.
have
Could you
it.
put my soul inside of a construct?
We're not doing that.
We could.
No,
We could.
no.
Okay, fine. A more living like construct.
Constructs aren't
Ash is
fluffy.
You could make me fluffy.
Curious, the dog can speak.
Constructs don't
Let's see.
shapeshift either.
Ah, magical means to enable speech through an old language, which looks like the magic item is within the dog's mouth. That's curious.
Don't get too
Ash is,
nosy.
Ash,
I bet it's a pearl of speech, most likely. Ingenious. You can actually
Ash,
allow your beast to speak to you.
Angela, be
Yes.
quiet. Might you be
Now,
quiet? You.
sir, since you now know some of my secrets, why don't you share?
I took a dead person, I used its intelligence, and I crafted it into this creature. Basically, I awoke it to human level intelligence.
So it's a
Interesting.
soul of a person, but not really the soul of a person.
No, it's just the material components require a dead person.
Well, looks like you've got part of one right there.
Yeah, but I don't have a third beast to give intelligence to.
So why don't you make one?
New order to place. Gotcha. Good thinking.
Oh, right, you actually don't know how to make them. Never mind. So, what
Well,
is the special material stuff you have?
what you see, magic items. That ring's made out of adamantine. That one's made of mithril. That's silver over there. That sword on the wall is made of cold iron, but it's more for decorative purposes. I mean, who would really want to enchant that? And
You'd
some of
be
these other
surprised.
trinkets have different degrees of metals. Magic items require that. I mean, you should know.
I am well aware, but the fact is, the materials themselves are hard to come by.
Hence the poor business and the fact that I'm in debt because I made bad choices. Well, you lose some, you win some. On the plus side, I don't have to pay my servant.
Yeah, but I bet you weren't paying him a whole lot.
I don't know. Is 50 gold a week good or bad?
Uh,
Hmm.
Ash wouldn't know because in his time they pay higher, but in this time he's not sure how much lower the minimum wage is.
Also, free room board, all the food and alcohol you could drink, free magic items.
So, Sam's looking at the items. What are they, Michael? And what are their prices? Market value, higher, lower?
He seems to have most of his stuff marked above market value.
Mm,
Well, uh, I need to ask you to leave for now. I gotta clean up the shop and place an order. I'm sure I could borrow some more money from the guild. They owe me one after all, after that whole mess
well,
that I caused and then fixed.
if you caused the mess, you fixed the mess. I'm not sure they actually owe you anything.
That's not the way I see it.
That's between you and the guild.
Dang straight.
Well, good luck with your. And she looks at the halfling. Mess. Ugh. What a mess.
Don't worry, prestidigitation will clean that right up.
Yeah, but it's not gonna remove the stains of the boards.
Hmm, good point. I've got a guy for that.
As she'll call Seven over, is like, all right, you've had, I think, most of him already. Seriously, how much can you eat at any one time?
Here we
Too much.
The
go with
answer is
this.
yes.
And then I guess
Ash,
they'll head out and try to find a decent inn for the night. I have to
Ash heads
step
out
away
with
for a little bit so y'all can switch over.
yeah. Heads steps out with Sam and Seven, just utters to himself, "I can't believe I missed the Dark Merchant."
At
So,
which point
be right
he'll
back.
be just getting some little objects and standing over the little guy. And next thing, he will wave his hands, and the dead halfling will stand up and go, "Now I just gotta get some blades and sew your chest back up. You have blades for hands, and you'll be all kinds of useful."
Oh my!
Necromancy. Gotta love it.
Maybe I can bring you to intelligent life. All I need is a dead body. I wonder where I can get one of those.
Oh wait a minute, you are a dead body, but would it work against you or?
Yeah, he starts pondering over that whole conundrum. Come back tomorrow. Things should be cleaned up. I'll be happy to sell, something to you at regular value. Oh, I think they
I
left.
think, yeah, I think Adam went AFK too, so he didn't hear that.
At which point, meanwhile, back over on the other side of the world, well, other side of the street and then some blocks and so forth, Martha over in the east side will make her way over and see shops bristling with auction cells, bazaars selling little trinkets of basically just money value. They're not nothing, but people promise that this will ward off bad luck and this and that.
Mhm.
They do have a couple of potions and scrolls for sale of legitimate value. Otherwise, the auction seems to be the main interest in the afternoon,
Oh god.
considering that it's, yeah, you know where this is going. Prisoner
Slaves.
and slave trade.
Yep. Also, I
And
can only
occasionally a rare item or two for sale. So they sell people, prisoner people, and rare goods.
for some reason I can imagine some of these merchants trying to sell like, hey, buy these healing crystals. They totally work.
Yeah. She will quickly pass by the slave market on the hunt
It's not
for
as
it.
sleazy as the other one was in the other town. This is actually like a full blown stage. They're like, come on up here. Okay, this individual was guilty of 2 crimes of murder. Uh, he is sentenced to death in 2 days. If anyone wants to buy him for any purpose, the value is the price of the loss of life, which comes to. Next person on sale is a slave who could not pay his dues and his master passed away. If anyone needs a servant, individual has a good track record, sold for such and such price. Next, we have on sale this wonderful hammer, used to belong to a giant. It's
Oh.
currently over there against the wall, weighs about
Um
200 pounds. If anyone's interested,
how how much was the that's probably a bad idea. Maybe a bad idea. But it could work with our party.
so I mean, they're just going through official, and people are just like, yeah, 300, no, 350, 400.
400 as in gold?
Yeah, they're basically
Yeah,
placing
no.
bets on different things. Some of the stuff's like, and this poor sap. How much do I bid for this slave girl? 35 gold. 47. 52. Going once. She's good at
Then
cleaning
it's
dishes. She's young.
she's a
Anything for
virgin.
this. 52. No.
She's a virgin.
And
300.
sold. There you go, sir. Excellent. Another servant for my kitchen. This will be perfect. Come here, child.
All right.
So, at which point you make your way past the show and you see a large building just on the other side of the street. And definitely got to be a guild hall because they got a big fancy sign.
Mhm. That's fantastic. I found where the guild hall is. Now I got to find the Three Stooges.
Hey,
Am I wrong?
I don't know. Next, you want to be considered a stooge.
That's how
Next,
you die.
see Lydia.
And you find Pix's guild hall, at which point you will do what?
The Three Amigos. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. She's as long as she knows where the person is, like everything, then she's going to go and find her friends, the Three Amigos.
Ash, it just looks like he's worn out. Sam, I don't know how
You
she's
will
like
turn
it.
around and come face to face with an individual who towers over you in large size and looks down and
Oh
says,
god.
I need to have a word with you, little lady.
Okay.
At which point, 2 other individuals proceed behind you, armed, look to be soldiers. If you'll come with us.
What the hell did I do this time? She'll do it. What
At
the
which point,
hell?
they will march you over as you start heading southbound. And at which point you will reach the barracks. And
What?
Soldiers?
yep, lots of soldiers, very fortified structure, guards everywhere. They've got ballistas and catapults. And you walk right into basically a military scene with marching troops. And they end up proceeding in and they open up a large door. At which point a guy's like, "Yes, how can I help you?" "Yeah, we're here to show this lady down to the prison." "Oh, right
Wait,
down the steps
what?
over there." At which point
No,
two
no,
guards
no,
go,
no, no,
"If
no,
you'll
no.
proceed down, my lady,
Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Why?
we need you to go down. Please do not make this more difficult. We'd like to save time here.
Why am
We
I
would
being
like to
arrested?
You're not being arrested. We'd like to get the execution over with in the morning, please."
Ex-
What?
execution, then?
My lady, you're being way too hysterical. Paul, if you'd help her down, at which point the large sized individual puts a hand on her shoulder. Please walk down steps.
Oh my god, what the
Why?
You need to go down steps. That's what they asked. At which point the guards, basically, one of them steps aside, goes, My lady, if you'll please proceed down, we apologize for having to take you into this dirty area.
Are you planning on killing me?
The guards both look at her. What? No. No, we caught the
Okay.
thief that assaulted you. We need you to verify who he
Oh,
is so we can have him executed.
all right. Fantastic. I'm sorry. That was a little concerning.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm so sorry, my lady. We didn't mean to startle you. We just wanted to be able to resolve this quickly for you.
Oh no. Fine. Yeah, no. I'll gladly point a finger. God, that was
As your spirit starts to like leave your body and your hair.
vaguely started to approach me and not explaining the situation. I jumped to conclusions. I
But
apologize.
why would we execute a noble or a merchant? I mean, you signed it at the gate. You're Martha, right? With your two
Yes.
compatriots?
Yes,
I
it's
mean,
a
you
lot.
have valid reason for being here. You paid. The individual
Yeah.
in question is basically known to have one or two accounts of
Really?
assault and even hurt someone.
Wait, they hurt somebody.
Got stabbed. They weren't too far from the temple, so the uh, priest of Saint Cuthbert stepped in. Even threw something at the guy trying to hurt him. Retribution and all that, I guess. They're really looking forward to having him executed.
Oh, well, by all means, I'll gladly point him out.
Okay, you'll proceed down.
I think this is one execution Excella would love to go to.
Yep. She doesn't.
Also, well played, Michael. You scared the shit out of Lydia.
Why?
You're welcome.
I've already lost a bear. I I don't need to lose my rogue.
You lost your bear. You got your bear back.
Of sorts. At which point you will proceed down the steps. As you go down 2 flights, you'll reach a large prison section in decent care, and you'll see about 10 jail cells of individuals in various conditions, about 3 guards down there, and a cleric of St. Cuthbert staring at a guy from behind the bars as he seems a little roughed up and looks like the guy you were dealing with as he's huddled in the corner. At which point the cleric comes up to you, gives a bow. My lady, please allow me to do the honors of justice for you and the insult you have suffered and any injury. I'd be happy to heal any injuries you've taken for no cost. This is an unthinkable act that one who is visiting our fair city and of important status would take harm here.
It's completely fine. I
Please
promise.
feel free to point out the individual in question. They have captured several individuals here. The guilty party will be punished, the rest will be released or also executed for any crimes they have committed.
All right.
At which point there's 15 individuals, although obviously the one he's standing in front of is probably, yeah, that's your guy in the corner, which has been roughed up.
Which one was the guy that tried to rob me?
The one that's been roughed up and that you're standing already right in front of his jail cell with the
All
cleric.
right. Fantastic.
So you don't even bother looking at their jail cell. You're like, yep, that's the guy as you point him out.
Basically.
At which point the cleric goes walking up to the bars, just like, how dare you soil ladies' hands? How dare you dirty this city? You will swing in the. At which point he goes and proceeds up the steps with confidence. At which point the guard's like, okay, thank you very much for your time. You are free to go. The cleric will take it from here in the morning.
Thank you, good says.
Most definitely. Thank you very much. And we do apologize. Not all of our citizens act this way. And we blame it honestly on the elves and the current strife that they cause. At which point one of the guards just sort of like mutters as he's help leading you back up the steps. This way, my lady. Please watch your step again. Blasted, just a blame if you ask me.
And she will take her leave.
At which point they
And
will walk you all the way out the door, off the premise, and then even give you an escort to wherever you're going.
she, the escort is to find her friends.
Hmm. Do you know where they might be? As the guy just sort of like
Most
scratches his head.
most likely shopping.
West District. Definitely West District. Oh, unless they're buying slaves or criminals, then East.
Magical items.
West District. North end of West District. Not a lot
All
of
right.
people go shopping there, so it shouldn't be hard. At which point he will escort you all the way, and people will pretty much step out of your way as you are preceded with a armed escort. Meanwhile, other fools committing so many criminal acts,
I'm back.
accomplices to said acts. What do the three amigos do over on the western north side do after leaving that shop and being told to come back another day?
Well, going to the inn for finding a good inn for starters. I'm gonna go spot check to find a decent looking inn or good looking inn.
Sounds expensive.
Oh, seven's expensive. That's why you have your sugar mama to help.
You're right.
Look
Oh
around, and
god
all you
damn it.
see is smog up in the air from all the factory work, and all you do is see factory shops and smithing places all around you. You're not going to find anything here that you can sleep in.
No,
West
that's not an
is manufacturing and retail. It is not where you would go to find an inn. That would be the
Congratulations,
central
you're at the
district.
mall.
well, some malls have a hotel right outside, right?
Yeah, and basically, if you go across the street and on down, you will find the central district, which is your hotels and such, and
Yeah,
Yes,
we
entertainment,
which is where we need to go because
restaurants.
we need to find a place for us all to stay.
yep.
Although we
We
should have
go
made
there.
done this the first thing we did when we got in here. Hmm.
Who gave you guys a place to meet up? Now she's gonna be going all over the West District looking for you guys. You guys will already be gone.
Ah, I know. Michael, is there a shop nearby that sells scrolls?
Fair question. Answer is no. Paper? What that? You're supposed to burn it so you can keep your forge going.
Fine, then where's magic items?
The creepy shop you just were in that now is locked up because he's cleaning up.
Oh no, Michael, I
Door.
thought you said there was some stuff on the east side.
Yeah, you'd have to go all the way over there. So you're gonna make your trek over to the east side where
Well,
Stella just
we
was.
that's where Estella
We
would
just
be.
passed each other.
They
Well,
don't know
they're
she's
going
heading to
across the middle, and you're basically coming around the bottom of the clock.
Yeah. Sam and them don't know that Estella is going back to meet them. All they know is she went looking for the guild that's to the east. If she's
So
coming back from that to find a shop or to find them, she would go from east to west, so she'd travel through the middle.
So hopefully you should bump into her on one of the mini streets or centered section and hopefully find
Yes.
her.
It,
Except for
Oh
she
god.
had a date with a prisoner.
yeah, that's not something we knew anything about.
Oh
No.
god. Next,
Just like how she doesn't need to know about halflings getting killed in
Honestly, she doesn't care.
Nixie, this reminds me of the first Hildebrand quest where they were
Uh,
supposed to introduce Gilgamesh and the other detective together, but every time one was on screen, the other left, and then when the other shows up, the other one leaves.
So at which point you guys start going eastward through the center section, which has a beautiful fountain, three three layers up with water spewing forth, kids running around, all decorative, lots of restaurants, lots of fancy places to stay. So there's inns and taverns everywhere, very clean, very proper. Main road, marbled, beautiful pavement.
I'm so
Great
totally
people.
gonna have to get like a wand of this spell because this is getting ridiculous. As Sam mutters to herself.
And then at which point Della gets marched up to the Western District. Is here we are, my lady, at the northern shops of the Western District. If there's any magical shops, these should be appropriate for
Oh,
your
she's gonna
individual.
walk the guards right over to the guy.
She will give a a gracious nod. It's like, I can assure you that you do not have to worry about me anymore. You've led me to where I need to find them, and I would like to do this on my own.
I'm supposed to watch after you, but my shift's almost over, and you did say that, so I have to respect your wishes because you are nobility. So, yes, my lady. Which one turns this lock off?
Fantastic!
That is security personnel on point. It's like, well, my job is done. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Which point you see about 5 or 6 shops as you're in the north. Very smoggy, busy district. Lots of hammers, lots of heat, lots of smog in the air above your head. Uh, Not as much smog over here, as looks like there's 5 or 6 buildings promising to sell magical stuff. 3 of them are kind of closed, probably like a business. Another one says "piss off" on the front of it, and then there's like a weapon shop. It looks like a half works.
She will kind approach the half orc.
Hmm.
Troggy.
Can I
Hello.
help?
Yes, actually. I need assistance to look for a
Gotcha. Sword. Be right back.
um well,
Here you
I
go. This one looked good for your hands. Nice, short, pointy, pointy, and goes in the person.
Pointing goes to the person.
she will hold it and holds it with actual grace. Uh
Yes, you have a nice masterwork rapier in your hands. See, fits your hands nicely. I think you have um, not strength. The other word.
finesse?
That one, if that's what Trog thinks it means.
Thank you, dog. But I actually need help finding a lovely lady with black hair and her companions, a dog and another
Mm.
man who's a complete.
Ah, right. Him thought to be husband, but him not husband, as Trog found out. Are you the husband? Since you seem to describe dark-haired lady too closely, Trog not judge. It just finds it interesting as you seem like compatible match with her. Then again, me thought Guy was compatible match with her, so shows what Trog knows.
God.
I wish, but no.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
They went to creepy shop across the way that does all kinds of questionable dealings and makes loud noises. And then they
Oh,
left. They headed toward the place where most of the people go and sleep and have festivals and drink and eat. Central.
thank you, Trog. She'll.
He comes back. Short sword, very shiny, have magic. The
What
guy in
kind?
back make it. Well,
She.
I made sword. He made magic on sword. Joint
She.
effort. Trog did most work.
This guy's hilarious.
She's.
I think he's my
I
favorite
want.
NPC thus far.
Yes, it's like. I. How much are these? How much is a short sword?
Oh, short sword? It not very much. I give you fair cut, considering level of magic in it. Should only be about 32,000 plus base price.
I'm sadly due to the fact that
And I
we've
character.
lost our
Did he
papers.
just say 32?
Plus 4 equivalent.
Holy crap!
After the recent loss of a lot of our papers, make I can't sell anything to give in return. So thank you, but I must go search for my companions.
Don't
She'll.
worry, it will be here for you. It waits. It wants you to have it.
Oh, I would love to have, but it is too expensive.
Don't worry, it's not like anyone else going to buy it, so it will wait for you. Trog sure you will come back to give it good home. You
Aw.
have Foness.
That stings even worse. She'll give him a nod and then hands him back the rapier and then goes to find them again.
At least now we're in the inn.
Meanwhile, off you go. Krog takes what he refers to as needlepoint and puts the rapier back, puts up the short sword, and just like pats it and sets it on the shelf, sadly.
Oh.
Aw.
He so wants to make a sell.
I would
Yeah.
take, but I can't afford.
Meanwhile, in the center district, you guys are all looking around and so many places. There's like 10 restaurants right there in the center, probably more up the road in both directions, and probably about four inns. And then there's a tavern at the far side. Seems to be getting a lot of traffic.
Ash is
Yeah,
looking
we're
over
gonna
there,
find
looking over.
a decent inn.
Which point you roll me a
I'm.
praise.
Appraise that I think I have.
I
Pretty
don't
sure I do
have it
have that.
already. I
I do
rolled
have
anything
that. I
like.
have 5 ranks in that.
You can roll a spot if you want, Ash.
Okay.
Oh, I like my appraise roll.
Not going with
I.
You're going with spot of what looks nice. She's going with what looks like it has value and class.
Yeah, Ash is looking at it. That one looks
What looks
good.
nice, and then what has quality and is nice.
Yeah, Ash sees. Oh, there's a lot of people who are over around that inn, but oh wait, that's closer to the red. There's that inn over there that looks nice. Lots of family.
The first in, Ash sees a little poor. Looks like common folk basically staying there. Somewhat adventurous. Could be a little rough. Probably brings back bad flashbacks about when you stayed in that thieves' town. Uh, Other place you look at, it's like a little bit nicer. Looks like a bunch of merchants staying there. Not too bad. Third one, oh, that place looks really nice. Look at all the ladies outside welcoming people in. They're very nicely dressed. It looks like a great inn to stay at. There's this real
Oh
nice
no.
guy over there, and he seems to be taking money and showing people to rooms. The ladies seem to be carrying their stuff. That's great. And then there's this other inn over there. Looks to have an armored guard out front, and looks like they have child servant. Oh, those must be halflings. Oh, for a moment that looked human. And then there's the tavern down the way. Looks a little further. You'd have to walk and pass some people, but it's really busy and it's really flashy and nice looking. And people of all different types seem to be coming and going from it, from like well dressed people to just sort of common folk. Meanwhile, Ash is like, let's see, or sorry, Sam's like, barrel. Next one, moderate value, moderate goods, brothel, super nice place for nobles, armed guards. It's gonna be expensive as hell to get into, and tavern, which has stuff on par with the nice place, and right below the really nice place where only nobles can stay for a big penny. But everyone's coming and going from it, and it has magical lighting, has stuff on the wall, serves food and drinks, and has room stay on. And all the other places are about 2 stories tall, except for two of them. The brothel's three, and the really nice place is four. That place is three and a half. It looks like it's almost as big as the really nice place, and about as good condition, and actually has more magical stuff.
We're gonna go check out the tavern. Since that also probably looks to be the best bet.
Also, just in case the seven gets hungry during the night.
Um, sure. Also because we know Estella likes to drink.
Oh,
True.
Which also
although
means if she hasn't been here, she will be.
yeah, yeah.
At which point you'll proceed over there and you'll see a bright sign that looks like a sun, and on it has the words Sunset Road. Inside, you'll see a large open bar area, tons of tables, people drinking, having fun. Everything is controlled and organized, lots of waiting staff. Meanwhile, the back area, or you can even use a side door to get to, has basically a part to check in, and the top 3 floors seem to all be basically to stay. And they have larger, nicer rooms up top, and then moderate, and then lesser. Probably for people who get too drunk to leave, can stay in a room, get charged. And then they even has like balcony areas for some of the finer room top. And the individuals seem to be well dressed in all the areas that work here. It's surprisingly efficiently ran. You'd almost expect it of like guild quality.
Hmm.
It might have guild backing. Or actually, it might be run by the guild. I don't know.
So you'll proceed in,
Oh, yes.
which point an individual will proceed up to you quickly. Lady well dressed, hair done up with the barang, also has earrings, jewelry, a necklace, fine clothing, and a dress, and say elegantly, "It is a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for visiting the sunset. How can we assist you on your road to drink, food, and slumber?
We are interested in procuring a room for the night. Actually, two rooms.
Please proceed this way. Animals are also welcome."
Excellent.
Yay, Fluffy Butt!
Which point she will lead you on down. As she's basically sort of describes, we offer fine drinks over here. Exports and imports, of course, are proceeded in from outside the country and also even from across the border if you're interested in elven wines locally. Also, over here, we have a few games and gambling that is handled. Over here is the upstairs area. First floor is basically handled for cheaper rooms, usually good for about two people. Next floor handles more expensive but common rooms for larger groups, mercenaries, merchants, such. Next floor basically caters to nobles, private rooms, magical wardings, and other activities of a private nature, usually larger groups, or even conference room talks, as some of the rooms are reserved for that.
Hmm.
And then above that is also just guild property along with the balcony, if you like to watch the sunrise, as the owner does. At which point the individual will take you over to that. These kind folks look to have a room. You could please cater to their needs. The individual behind the desk, larger man, basically almost imagine tuxedo but with the sleeves cut off and muscles. Yeah, what can I get you? One, two, or three?
5.
Floor. One, two, or three. Quality of cost. You stay here before?
No, first time.
Allow me to give more detailed explanation. See, here at Sunset, we offer fine items, or less fine if you're cheap. And you can stay in our cheap floors on one. We refer to them as cheap because that's what they are. Next is moderate brackets, where you find at most other inns in this area. And then above that, we have the finer, which also offer magic security for merchants and nobles, maybe like yourself. If not, then not like yourself. Please let me know what you interest, as the owner wishes all to be happy here, as happy people spend more money.
This is true. What is the pricing of a three?
Fair question. Which point he reaches down and grabs the pamphlet to read off it. Yeah, he ain't hired for his looks.
No, he's hired to beat someone if they do stupid.
Yep, that's why he's on the ground floor, because the first floor would be the one where trouble happens, or the second floor, the third or fourth. Those are good people. At which point it is the poor. He goes, two silver for poor room, holds two people roughly. You can fit more, but we do not recommend it, simply because we'll charge you more for that. Next up is
Modest.
five silver, modest floor, does well, can hold about four people. You have beds enough. You have to share for two groups each, so two beds. And the next is the good quality, that is five gold. As magical wardings normally be cheaper, but because of protection and extra security, even on the floor with armed guards, thus higher cost. Also have conference rooms up there in case you need to rent. Those are two gold. Privacy guaranteed. If not private, you get money back.
Privacy guaranteed.
I like the number three. 5 gold for a room, you say?
Yes,
How many
per
beds
night.
in the room?
Three beds. It has two rooms, separation, two single beds, one joint bed, bathroom, water, food provided automatically included. Any extra amenities you want cost extra. Has balcony up there so you can also step out and enjoy sunrise as important for guests per owner's request. Also just to enjoy the view and also whenever festivities, since higher rooms face toward center street, you can see the fountain and any fireworks or other festivities that happen. Balcony is of course magically warded.
Then we will definitely go with one number three room.
Excellent. That be 5 gold. Do you want any extra stuff? Private private escorts, guards, uh, bringers of foods or servants,
I do
any
not believe
quality
private.
of food or special amenities.
Hmm. What's your
Escort brought to
alcohol
your room
list
to
look like?
pleasure you.
What does your alcohol list look like?
Extensive.
Hmm. Do you have any rum?
Yes.
Do you have
What type?
any? Ooh. Hmm. That I don't know. We're missing one person, and I believe they have a preference for rum. But if you have multiple options, well, I'll leave
If
that
you want a
decision to them.
servant, we can have someone go and fetch the individual.
Hmm. Do they have a way of finding them? As we seem to have split up, and I'm not sure where they're at currently.
They can be magically contacted for a small price.
Oh,
5 gold.
then yes, I would like to arrange for that service.
At which point he claps his hands twice. At which point an individual steps out from behind, which pretty much the wall opens up like a secret passage, and a individual dressed in butler attire steps out, and the door closes behind him. Yes, sir.
Add a character, the butler's going to be more lethal than the guy at the desk.
These people need magic. Must find friend. Want to bring here. They pay high dollar. Oh, of course. Please describe the individual in question, name, including appearance, and other necessities, so I may contact this individual on your behalf and give them directions to his location if that is what you proceed to wish to
Sam
happen.
knows the true
It
form.
is.
Just a heads up.
I was going to say, Sam's going to rattle off the description, the name of Martha, the whole nine yards. Of Martha.
Martha dressing, Martha, Miss Pearson, walked around trying to help you. Okay, I believe I have it all. I'll give it. If I do fail, I will try again for free.
God, I hope it is not involved the
Excellent.
fucking true form thing.
At which point, you receive a whisper in your ear. Dear Martha, it appears that your guests have chosen to stay the night with us here at the inn. If you'd please proceed to the center district, you will find your associates with us at the Sunset Road. We are a tavern at the southern end of the main.
We better get horses after this.
At
That
which
doesn't
point the
sound.
individual turns back and he's like, I do apologize. It did take me 2 sittings to get the full details out. I wanted to make sure I was clear. No cost to you, just the 5 gold for the one.
Excellent. She will pay the 5 gold with local currency. Actually, add a character. I think that's all she has anymore.
At which point he'll hold it up, take a look. Of course. Is there anything else?
That will be all for now. Thank you, sir.
At which point the big guy just looks down. You are dismissed. At which point he turns around. Very good. Goes over to the wall, pushes on it, swings open, he steps through, and it closes back. Now, shall I have someone show you to your room?
Yes.
At which
And
point the wall opens up, guy steps out. Oh, if you follow me, gentlemen, I'd be happy to show you to your room along with you, lady.
Thank you, good sir.
At which point you feel like it's the exact same butler, just stepped out.
it may or may not be. Don't know. Not going to ask.
Changelings, don't question it.
At which point he will
She's used to changelings.
proceed up the steps and lead you along the way. At which point he'll give you a short history of the tavern, as it has been here only a short while, but has reached high fame due to its obvious owner's taste of style and constant supply of different qualities of liquor and other amenities that
Bless
people
you.
find
Bless you.
interesting.
Thank you.
Bless you. At which point he will have taken you up to your room. He unlocks the door, hands you your key, which is gold. On the handle, the tip is obviously metal and magically marked. Inside your room, it has a nice large rug, a fine dark wood table with four chairs. It has a nice large oak bed with sheets of almost silk quality and pillows with feathers in them. It also has a beautiful balcony with curtains. The door does lock and has magical wards on it, both the balcony and the front door. The walls seem to be made thick, and the butler also describes that the walls also are lead lined for
Ooh,
Oh,
added.
fancy.
Not to mention also the bath is in the other room. Water can be brought up, cold or hot to your liking at any hour. If you'll use the bell over there in the corner, in the drawer, ring it, and I will approach. There is no cost for general questions if you have any, or any emergencies. Any extra amenities or request will come with a fee, which will be given to you before such item is retrieved.
You throw the key into the fucking river.
Otherwise, fresh food, loaf of bread every morning, fresh cheese, and fruits will be provided. What happens to be in stock for the time? It does rotate.
Seven's immediately going to go into one of the bathrooms and hop in the bathtub.
Ash is just gonna collapse onto the bed.
Would you be needing anything else? Obviously, there is a closet so you can store in. There are the two rooms, and of course, the bathroom.
excellent. Thank you so much. If we do need of your services, as you stated, I shall ring the bell.
Most definitely. I also should state that all those guests that stay in the high quality room do receive a visit from one of the high ranking employees or even the owner themselves, as all matters need to be seen to.
Understood.
Simple courtesy.
And it is one that is greatly appreciated.
At which point the butler will turn and walk off, and you'll be able to close the door. At which point, 5 minutes later, you'll receive a knock at the door,
I will answer
and a
the
little
door.
message will be slid underneath the door.
And what, pray tell, does the message say?
Message is to inform you that in an hour, the owner will be meeting with you to make sure that everything is to your liking and to ascertain your purpose to stay at her location and what matters you seek to have brought to you.
Oh no. Out of
Oh,
character.
yes.
Oh no, I think I know who the owner is.
Watch it be the fucking witch.
At which
Uh,
point, Estella will show up in about 40 minutes and be escorted up by one of the butlers that pop out of the hidden wall entrance, exactly same as the two that the party met earlier. At which point, you'll see a knock at the door earlier than you expected, as I imagine Doggo is enjoying a nice bath. Hot or cold water would have been brought up for Doggo per the bell ring.
Yep. And
Probably would
Sam
have been
will
dried at this
answer the
point.
door.
At which point, the butler's standing there, and so is Martha.
Ah,
Boy,
Martha.
there.
So good of you to join us. Thank you, sir, for escorting her.
Not a problem. It seems my brother was able to get a hold of her, and she had no problems finding her way here. If you'll excuse me, if you need anything, feel free to ring the bell. Oh, a reminder, the manager will be by in about 20 minutes.
Oh boy, I hope I can
Yes,
make some forgeries in that amount of time.
I received the message. Thank you for the reminder. We shall be prepared.
Excellent. At which point, Butler will proceed off with a sharp turn and start walking down.
Whew.
Sam will gesture for Martha to enter.
She does.
She'll close the door, lock it, and go, well, this place is a jackpot. The walls are lined, the doors are warded, the windows are warded, the balcony is warded. Oh, and I inquired, they have a wide selection of rum.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now,
Ooh. I don't think Seven agrees.
Oh,
alcohol
Seven's
helps clear
enjoying.
out the throat.
I honestly, I believe I actually mentioned that to her like yesterday, the day before yesterday.
Oof.
You did, and Seven's taking a bath. Although he would be yelling out right now that somebody needs to serve him some alcohol when he comes back to the room while he takes his bath.
All right.
Sam will
Uh,
sigh and mention to the rest that, yes, the manager she'll be by shortly. Enjoy the room, peruse the amenities, be presentable at that time. Now, if you excuse me, I've got to finish with Seven. He still hasn't figured out how to bath yet.
oh. Wait, do we have any paper?
We might
I
have
have not
plenty.
looked.
Wait, I have paper. What the hell am I doing?
I have no idea. And
I
then
I
Sam will.
collect weird things.
Well, there is an inkwell over on the dresser, along with several sheets of paper.
Mhm. Oh, that.
So the room does have amenities.
All right. Wait. Which one
Go
There
was
back
are
to
four
taking care
sheets.
of the Seven so he can be presentable to the manager. And she'll tell him that the alcohol will be after the bath, at which point he can check out the menu and pick what he wants, but he's paying for his own. Unless he finds some good
Aww.
dwarven stuff, at which point then she'll split it with him.
Ashley just basically relaxing on the bed, right? Unwinding, not a care in the world for now.
He'll say, Ash got a single, Estella got a single, 7-7 got the joint. Big bed for two is for 7-7
Of course.
That's in a private room off to the side. Much smaller room, but it basically has a small table for two chairs, a closet, the big bed, and a dresser. The main room has the two smaller beds. The large table, as mentioned, leads out to the balcony, has two windows, and then there's that little side room which has the bath. Of course, the main room also has a closet, and destined to the dresser, which had the inkwell and, of course, paper.
Oh, hell yeah. Private room to just us.
Uh huh.
It does have a door,
Fuck
also.
But the door
yes.
closes.
It does have a lock on the door.
kinky?
A chair can
It
be
does
propped.
have a lock and a ward,
I was gonna say, and a chair can be
and a
propped into the
deadbolt.
door.
But yeah, that check was basically for documentations of
You,
existence.
you are forging your life away.
You say that
Forging.
like it's the first time.
I was about to say
Your whole
wait,
life is a forgery.
exactly. I'm a
Not
changeling.
gonna
This is what I
lie,
do.
that's probably accurate.
I won't lie. I actually have killed a person named Estelle before.
Oh my god. You're not the real
Changelings.
Estella?
No.
Well, she hasn't had to kill herself.
So, let's see what you
Frickin'
gotta make.
doppelgangers.
So, what document are you forging up?
Literally just papers of identification.
I am the merchant such and such, and this is who I am, and this is where I'm from. This is what I'm doing, and blah blah blah.
Yes. Very basic. Yeah. And if need be, I'll have Sam go over it.
Sam tried to make a check to see if she remembers what the papers in this area look like. After taking care of the seven and presenting him like the menu of alcohols, that would be history, correct, Michael?
Sure. Or just wisdom check since you were looking over stuff and inquiring.
Oh, I like that check.
History, you know the typical wording and fonts they use. Unfortunately, what Estella's writing in is more common to your time frame. So some of those words aren't really spelled or kind of written that way, and they use different phrases for certain things, not to mention some of the letters that you know of wouldn't end the way she ended that letter.
I inform her of all of this.
So it's like,
Alright.
that's great, but remember when and where we are.
Alright. She will take the papers and burn them. Then
At which point you'll get a knock at the door. Two
after
gentle
the
knocks. And you
yes, the
basically
papers
take the
all.
candle and burn them up.
Yep. No evidence.
Once they're Sam will approach the door and answer it.
At
He'll,
which point you'll answer the door
which will
and you'll
give Estella
see.
just enough time to burn those papers.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, good. Click, click, er, open up, and you'll see a old man, 40 years of age, human, little bald on top, white beard, and rather probably about 5'2", dressed in nice noble outfits, and quite a bit of jewelry on his hands, wrist, and neck. Be like, it
Wait.
is a pleasure to meet you. I am the owner of this fine establishment. For staying in one of my finer rooms, I want to make sure that everything meets your approval and that if there is anything special you need, I would like to make sure that your desires are catered. Where I
Everything
come
has
from,
been
taking care of your guest is the most important in life.
everything has been quite excellent. If you
Hmm,
don't mind my asking, where are you from that teaches their people to be such gracious hosts?
definitely. May I enter this fine room?
Certainly, sir.
Excellent. The old man walks in, starts looking around, like looking over the bed, the chairs, the table, sort of looking at the food, just making sure that everything is up to standard, it seems. Sort of gives a gentle nod.
Martha just sits in her chair,
Kind of
very
takes a
ladylike.
whiff of the air, looks over at candle burning, sees some papers. Hmm. Oh, yes. Where I come from, such matters of business always take precedence over personal desires, and that it is important to always put the best foot forward in these endeavors. One could say that business leads to prosperity and that all individuals can benefit from said business activities. That coin makes the world go round, but also keeps people happy. And that in the circle of life, one must always look toward families and friends, and none is closer than those that you work for or with. As the old man just seems to ramble on, including random quotes and such into his conversation. Now, was there anything special or other matters that I could assist with or tend to? Any certain properties or items you wish to have acquired, or any matters you need taken care of while you have your stay here? Many nobles tend to ask us for secret things, or merchants trying to find something of importance, or other things to be brought to their room of personal nature.
I want my head fixed.
Ah, the dog
Affordably.
wants to get its head.
Affordably. We
Sam's
gotta
head's
point
gonna
that out
snap
there.
around at that one.
Wait, wait, you understood them. Wrong voice. You understood them.
Yes,
Quite unusual. I don't think I've encountered anyone that could speak that language in. She stops and thinks,
it is
oh,
an old
oh
dialect,
my,
but
it's been,
anyone who wants to learn anything will surely have stumbled across a few words here and there.
oh my, I'm feeling my age. I haven't remember the last time I encountered somebody
When
who
you
knew
live
that.
a long time, as I do, you tend to learn a lot.
Sir,
Hmm.
you know, never mind, that's impolite. I won't say anything.
I was going to say, appearances
Oh,
can be
my
deceiving.
child. You are
Yeah,
my guest. You cannot insult me. If I am bothering you, I will leave. If there's something that you think would be offensive but that you desire, it will be acquired, obviously for a price. As long as it does not bend the laws too far, such things are usually forgiven as out of sight, out of mind.
Then perhaps your assistance is the one we are needing.
Hmm,
As
quite
Sam looks over at
possibly.
Martha,
Hang
I
on.
believe there was an endeavor you were trying to resolve.
Sunset Road can definitely assist to many matters.
She
Sunset Road. Yes. Sorry,
she
that was partially me out of character. I just tripped over the name because I
Sunset.
remembered something
Yes.
else. Out of character, Sunset Road, Horizon March.
Oh my god.
Sorry, he said that and I just tripped over the name mentally because sunset on the horizon and you march down a road.
Someone
Yeah.
figured something out.
Yeah,
Oh
I just
god.
totally tripped over the name. That's why I said that.
You know what I want to do? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna
Wisdom
make.
check.
Yeah, this is
Wait,
exactly what my character
wait,
would
what's
do.
his? Wait, what's the old man's name?
He didn't say.
Oh,
Too busy
I
ranting
don't.
and stuff.
Too busy, kind of looking at Sam. Is like, wait, we're getting them
Sit-
involved.
Situation's kind of weird, but at the same time, it's like, hey, this things are just. Mm,
And then
they're just
Sam
a
put a
little too.
really weird emphasis on
On.
Sunset Road.
Which that just kind of
Yeah.
like triggers something in your head. It's like, wait, Sunset
oh,
Road,
Sunset.
go right. No.
No.
Seven's like, oh God, yes.
Let's see.
Okay.
What does Ash?
I don't know. Ash
roll it,
must roll.
roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it.
Savage is gonna be all like raising his eyebrows.
You're basically on par with Lydia. It's like that road. The way you said that, the way Sam said that, that no,
No. You're
no.
kidding. Ah.
Meanwhile, Sam's just like, yeah,
Michael, I must applaud you for that.
But yeah, no,
If
she
it's actually
kind of
correct.
it is.
The
she
user I must applaud. That is a beautiful play on words. Well done, sir.
she
That's what the
she
owner would do.
she would say we recently, due to a unfortunate raid, lost our identifications
Oh my, terrible, dangerous roads
and
to
our
travel and dealing with
merchant
unsavory
paperworks.
suts. Yes.
Better roll that blood check, Lydia.
You merchants definitely will need some assistance getting to the capital, especially after that whole incident with that noble.
Yes. Most fortunate we came here, isn't it?
Yes.
I
Uh,
luckily have
you guys,
Seven's just going to mutter, at least he was tasty.
yeah, you guys didn't say anything about traveling with a noble or heading to the capital.
true.
No, out of character, Michael. Sam's already figured it out. Because
Oh,
there's only one person who'd have that info because they're at
at
the appropriate rank and level, and this guy just said it.
which point
Wait,
the individual just looks over at the dog. Oh, so you ate Lawrence.
what?
Oh, God,
Martha's looks kind of.
Ash just looks. Wait, what did he just?
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I've heard a few things about you.
He's the man we're supposed to find, aren't we?
I don't think so.
No,
Let me take a look at
he
the
is
things.
not. If you're thinking of the one on the list, this man is not. Am I
Well,
correct in my estimates?
Mostly, yes.
no-
Although you do have a few things wrong, for I am no man.
Oh, but your current form is, so I'm addressing you as that for that reason.
At which point the individual walks over, pulls out a chair, sits down, and crosses legs, at which point an illusion peels away, polymorph peels away, and a beautiful, well dressed, in an elegant gown fit for a noble's party, decorated in fine jewels, elf sets before you.
oh
Oh,
hell
It
yes.
is a pleasure to meet you, milady. We've heard some interesting stories.
Looks like mostly like that.
Kitty.
Holy shit.
I think I have ear piercing like that.
Which point she has decorative earrings, jewelry, necklaces, hair clips, bracelets, rings, the work.
She has pretty things.
Yes. He goes, it's a pleasure to have you here at Horizons Mart.
Well, I'm dense.
No, that would be me. As for the name of the place, honestly, I loved it.
Yes.
But yeah, if you're
When I saw it, I had to buy it because the sunset view from the top was wonderful.
that's
And so
well.
I did, along with 60% of the town.
Amazing.
Pleasure to meet you, Sam, Estella, dog called Seven, and Ash. She takes a hand and puts it to her chest while sitting in a chair, relaxed. I am Adris Valtier, head of the Horizon March organization.
Oh, this is your it's your boss, Sam. It's
Your
Sam's
boss's
boss.
predecessor, basically the
Yeah.
founder
The
of Horizon
the
March.
first
This is the
boss.
founder of Horizon March. Yes, 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 yes.
Much like how Grimstone is the founder of the Dread Whispers, and much like how the Elven Archer in the Woods is the founder of the Umbral Hood.
What?
Oh,
Oh my god.
You guys
we
are meeting the original
you
founding members of Ebunstalt, which they even hinted Ebunstalt is under construction, which means that
yeah,
city is being
Yeah.
built.
I'm sorry,
so
Michael. I've caught the hints. I did not catch the hint that these people are the predecessors or heads until you literally stated before about the head of Horizon March, at which point it was like, oh shit.
Yeah, basically, it's going to pretty much ping in all of your heads once she basically introduced herself. That it's going to basically track back Dread Grim, Bloodfang. The Dread Whispers called the dog Bloodfang because he had blood on his fangs. When Seven did, and also he was an intimidating person. Dread Whispers are known to be intimidating. Oh my god,
Oh
that
my
means the person
god.
in the woods. Oh, she was referred to as the Hood, and she referred to her servants as shadows, and she called you guys as whispers, similar to how your
um
rank is. Oh my
so
god.
so Tom not Tom was Estella's boss all along. Her predecessor boss.
Oh my god. That would
God.
explain
And
why
Damn it.
I've been sitting here for weeks wondering why I was called Bloodfang in two different places.
See, I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on with the lady, cause like always with the fucking hood.
Umbral Hood. They
Uh,
literally named it after the fact that she basically was like a shadow dancer and could disappear, and also she always wore a
oh
hood.
my god. So blood so in other
The
words,
reveals.
Bloodfang was because of a dwarf and now it was kept for nicknames to anyone who could drink under and kill
Any
and
he had those blood feasting toad pets, so any vicious pet in service to the Whispers is referred to as a blood fang, in honor to his vicious blood drinking pet.
uh,
So when the doggo had blood on its face and was a vicious fighter at the beach, and then also a vicious drinker and everything, it's like, wow, this is one hardy dog. It is truly a blood fang. It belongs among the dread whispers. So yeah, it all lines up, people.
yeah, I think it just like a light bulb goes dong on these people's faces.
right now for
Slowly bleeding up to this one moment where all of it starts falling. It's like, yeah, all random circumstance. Oh
Bullshit.
my.
Ash, nothing. I mean, Ash is not part of the
He's
any of
not
these
part of the
people, so
guild, so he doesn't know these details.
Yeah, but the rest
yeah.
of your group either gets like wide eyed or pale almost as it all just like sinks in, and you're just like, is this a good thing or a bad thing? What's going on
Seven
with
just
them?
wants
That's the
his
question.
love.
Ash
Yeah.
just seems like yeah. And now, if he learned about something in his past, or he caused something in the past, or I don't know.
But we will go ahead and stop it there for the night, as that's a good stopping point to meet
Yeah.
her. Basically, at this time, Ebonstalt only has two real guilds, which would be the Umbral Hoods faction of stealthy assassins and Horizon March's guild-like organization. The rest of the guilds were actually just individuals or random people. They got founded later. There was only two in the beginning, really.
Which
Well,
means we're also part of the two original guilds.
In essence, although the Umbral Hoods were more of an organization which was later brought in, but currently is working with the patron. The original guild was Horizon March,
Dude,
which was actually a
honestly,
guild.
the only like big whoop-de whoop fucking is
But
going
yeah,
to be if they have her on file as a client again,
No,
even
they probably won't
predecessing that
have.
incident.
They
you'd
may or
have to
may not have
join the guild at
Estella.
this point, and since
Yep.
you have the badge, you can't join what you're already a part of. And you're
All
under an assumed name, so they're not going to have you listed because you're Mark
for
or Estelle in this case.
for
They're
Estella's
not going to keep any
case.
files of any major person, such as your standing, because that shouldn't be known by anyone below. Now, the current leader of the guild may find it interesting to go through the old documents and go, "Oh, Stella recently joined us and is just basically a little wisp." Oh, that's wonderful. Wait a
Wait.
minute. Estella had badge rank level, position, classified file. That's freaking weird. And Seven's also on the list, but they just recently joined. What the shit's going on?
Let's
Meanwhile,
do.
Now,
in Horizon March, even more frickin' red flags.
it's like these people just arrived in town, but yet they have records dating back over 400 years.
And the descriptions of Sam do not change. And then they
Ever.
probably start doing some more research and find, depending on how much magical research they do, is gonna get even more confusing for Sam.
wait a minute. Actually, no. Seven's always been seven to Umbral Hoods.
Mm-hmm.
And classified as a dog, a companion for Estella. Only the higher ranking individuals, pretty much above Shadow, pretty much, or higher ranking Shadows, know that you, in fact, a person.
Oh
I
my
just
god.
All the mid and low rank guys think you're a pet. The top tier guys realize you're a person, but they're keeping it a secret because it's better that way.
Oh god, imagine if this because oh wait a minute, he's copying this druid that traveled to this group a long time ago. I see what he's doing. Okay, well he's a dog. Wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge.
Fun time.
Oh, Mikato.
I'm honestly just going to be excited because hey, we might actually get fucking paperwork.
This is
Horizon March can make it happen.
Thank God.
You,
Meanwhile, there's a
like,
mysterious magical swordsman who's joining. Like, huh, who is this Ad? Was he part of the guild? No. Oh wait, he's part of something called the Mythic Exemplars. What are they? Not them, whatever the class group it is again.
worshippers of the Six, followers of the Six,
Yeah,
Six of
something else.
Shadows.
That's a six. No, the six heroes are called the Six from Shadow. I'm trying to remember the name of the actual group that studies disciples of legend. He's a disciple of legend. The people who are studying the six. Oh, you mean those fanatic people who keep showboating every time they mention the six?
I just like Estella semi panic is like, oh fuck.
Ping, ping, ping.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Really weren't supposed to meet Dread Grim till later on, but since you guys went a little out of order, you got to meet him soon. Poor Angry Dwarf.
Me
So
acting
all
like
so all because we decided to travel with Lawrence and actually befriended the werewolves. We actually got to jump the story ahead.
You kind of went in a different order because ideally you would have gone to the capital, then got to Horizon March, then gone to the woods, and then ran across Dreadgrim. So you kind of did in reverse order of meeting the three, going from backwards. So you went with Dreadgrim, then to the woods, then to Horizon instead of Horizon, and then on out. And also, you would have had more information going that way because Horizon's literally like kind of one of the first
Uh,
two guilds and also can arrange a lot of stuff and give you a lot of info. Much like the information gathering in Assassins in the Forest was able to give you more than the dwarf.
I just am kind of not exactly excited, but will be surprised when paperwork finally appears. That will save us so much time.
And you don't have to worry about trying to forge something in the old version, old wording that you're completely unfamiliar with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
And I hope those who are at my Saturday campaigns to continue spelunking in the dungeon and gathering loot.
Dungeon crawling. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and
And
end the stream. Thank you everyone for watching. Sorry for being late.
Gracias.
Okay, nada.